In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's 4 greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
What's going on, everybody? This is a new show. Not really so much new, but it's new to us. It's all about comics. Yes, that is exactly what it's going to be. All about comics. Where we talk about it, we be about it, we are about it. So, we don't have Merc today. Merc's out getting a boob job. He will be with us next weekend. He already had this pre-scheduled. He already let us know, hey, I'm supposed to be getting my new C cups. And I was like, that's cool.
I thought he was getting a reduction.
No, man, he said he was getting bigger.
Oh, there he is right there.
Oh, and he shows up. I guess his surgery's over.
How quickly we move.
Surgery. Right. Yeah, well, you said you were going to go ahead and get your boobs done today. You were saying you were getting your boobs extended up to a C cup, but Sean was telling me different.
A cups.
Oh, I guess. Well, I don't know what the hell you were telling me then.
I was telling you I got a family here.
Right. That's his excuse. So we're all here, actually, for once. Look at that, guys. We're not going to do that stupid gay round of applause sound because that's just dumb. So today we got...
Go back and watch this and all y'all got it, I'm going to kick your ass, Joe.
No, we actually just started.
Okay.
So I'm going to go down the line, man. We got GENEPAULACEPETER.
Hello.
Right down at the end. We got the MercWith AMouth. And our special guest today, and first appearance, Fourwayflashers.
Fourwayflashers.
Stick me in Mylar. Guys.
That's right. Get them in Mylar. Put the archival tape on them. Label it in the back with one of those Rage Comics labels.
I'm gonna be a Valiant comic. Be like 20 years before I'm actually worth anything.
Shit, they're still not even worth anything right now.
Still not worth anything.
They're barely worth cover price half the time.
Right. So we're gonna go ahead and explain this whole little debacle on what's going on with this whole why we changed from 4 Awesome Guys to All About Comics. One, 4 Awesome Guys doesn't have comics in it, so when you search, how are you supposed to find us? And we're talking about comic books. This is what we do. We talk about comics. We're not talking about 4 Awesome Guys. And half the time, we don't really have 4 guys at the same time on. So it was only right that we changed the name. We changed the day due to the fact that there was always scheduling conflicts going on and everything like that. Me working, Merc having to go ahead and see his doctor every Wednesday for his anal leakage problems. Sean, he can never just fucking wake up, the motherfucker.
By Joe saying working, he means tricking dudes in the fucking cheap motel.
Whatever pays the bills, right? Whatever pays the bills.
Funny thing, Sean's like,
yeah, whatever pays the bills. And then we changed the time frame, and it just works out. Saturdays work out for us, and this is what it's gonna be. And we changed the name to All About Comics.
I was not informed about the change. I just have to embrace it. So.
Right, he had to embrace all the change. Reason being is because
Shut your mouth.
he has no say so. And then our intro. Robin. That's right. He is Robin. He couldn't even get Batman or Wonder Woman. He got Robin.
I like it.
And our intro.
Would anybody really make this guy Batman?
No, hell no.
Yes,
I was gonna make him Underdog, but
Underdog.
Robin.
Just so all of you guys know, that wonderful intro that we have, that was done by Fourwayflashers. So we appreciate Fourwayflashers hooking us up with that.
I couldn't.
But yeah,
when I saw me, and I'm like,
that's great. It's a beautiful thing. But seriously though, this is what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna be talking all about comics. We're getting strictly dickly with it, in a no homo sense, by the way. Let it go, Merc. Let it go. So today we're gonna go ahead and talk about a few things. It's going to be kind of like a new, like an introduction into what we do. Sean's going to go ahead and show off some stuff like that he has picked up, and he's a little passionate about because he's very stoked of what he got. Merc is going to go ahead and start looking for something to talk about while Sean is talking about his things. So, and then I have a couple things I can go ahead and show to talk about as well. And then after we're done with that, we're going to go ahead and we're going to bombard Fourwayflashers with some questions about him, since nobody really knows Fourway other than the fact that that dude has no problem doing a 100 subscriber video and actually saying thank you 100 times while showing X-Men's a 100 run of X-Men. That's insane.
He's also really good at twerking.
That is true. I did see him come down that pole.
Yeah.
Wait, you can twerk and you didn't tell me about it?
Yeah. Maybe if you came around a little more often, you'd know that. But
this is someone really, Sean? You really want to go there?
Yeah. All right. So first of all, I want to give a big shout out to Comic Crypt of Castle Hills. I got a package this week, and anybody who follows me on Instagram or on Facebook would have seen this. I'm sharing it everywhere, talking about it nonstop, and I was able to finally finish my Night Nurse run. So I'll be doing a video of this on my channel too, just showing off some of the books and stuff. But I just can't even wait to finish to talk about it. A lot of people are after this book because of this one and the low print run and the dollar that's attached to it. Honestly, it's not the best read, but if you're a Marvel fan, and especially anything from the Bronze Age, you're just digging this book. So I really didn't think I'd finish this run this year, but thanks to, again, my good buddy over Comic Crypt of Castle Hills, he sent these along after he saw I did a video entry to Dr. Von Chilla's contest he was having. So just a little bit about this book. Came out in 1972. It's not the first appearance of Night Nurse. The first appearance of Night Nurse would be Linda Carter, Student Nurse, 1961. But this was, they had some slight changes trying to update it. And Stan Lee and Roy Thomas sat down and they were trying to put together some comic titles directed more towards girls. And they had 3 titles going on at the time. Night Nurse, Shanna the She-Devil, which I also have, and The Claws of the Cat, which I also have. I love those books. But yeah, this is... They consider this, and I found this out today, what they actually consider this. They call it an urban drama. All right. Okay. So, urban drama, but the 4th issue itself actually went into a little more of a supernatural feel, which was kind of cool, but it was never directed into a superhero kind of genre or anything like that. So, issue 1, you have, the first appearance of 2 of the other nurses, though. The one that stands out the most is, what's her name? Shit, I forget her name. Christine Palmer, that's right. And she even appeared in the movie that came out recently. But, yeah, Christine Palmer, next to Linda Carter, probably gets the most notoriety. But these are all your kind of typical things that you would expect, and the delivery of it's not that good, but the artwork by Lynn Mortimer is really amazing, and Lynn Mortimer is a Canadian comic book artist. I'm over the moon to finish this run, and it's cool that you see Clear Temple in the shows and stuff like that, but this is really where you want to go. Night Nurse. Now my next thing to start collecting, what I recommend people to go out and get, though, in the meantime, is this Night Nurse compiling the issues, issue 1 through 4, and the Daredevil, the Bendis run, issue 58. So that's the reintroduction to this character, Linda Carter. Overall, this is I think this is something that most Marvel fans should go out and get, especially any fans of the Bronze Age. But is it a necessity? I don't think so. But for me, it definitely was. And now I'm going to start collecting the Linda Carter Student Nurse. I'm into that, and some of the Patsy and Heidi comics. So other than that, thank you again, Comic Crypt of Castle Hills, for this. Like I said, I really didn't think I was going to be anytime soon that I was going to be able to finish this, but that man has everything, and he hooked me up big time. So,
well, what the hell got you into Night Nurse? I mean, that's just such an obscure character. You know what I mean? Compared to what everybody's collecting or what everybody else looks for. And I know you look at, obscure characters, but Night Nurse out of all characters.
Yeah, that's really what it was, though. It was two things actually. The cover, which was the framed cover, and they just do it for me. That the 20-cent Marvel, and the fact that it is an obscure character, and Marvel. Yeah, they've got a lot of obscure characters, but not ones that get their own titles. So when I heard about this, I was like, I like most people had never heard of it before. Obviously, you don't hear of it till you hear of it, but I really had never heard of the character Night Nurse. So yeah, when I saw this, I had to get it, and especially not even just necessarily issue number 1, it was issue number 4 that really did it for me. And that's Christine Palmer there on the cover. They use her quite a bit as well. I forget Georgia Jenkins. Georgia Jenkins is the third Night Nurse. They don't really use her a whole lot and haven't in continuity, but she showed up quite a bit, and Night Nurse has showed up quite a bit as well. There's a Doctor Strange series called The Oath, where Night Nurse and Doctor Strange team up. And one thing I found out too, I'm doing a bit of research and stuff. Night Nurse, she's a nurse. Her father is a doctor, and I was wondering, does Doctor Strange and her have any connection that way? Did Doctor Strange, Stephen Strange, know her father, and that's how they got connected? But again, I haven't read The Oath, so maybe that will explain some of it. But I'm actively trying to find that as well. I'm trying to get all the Night Nurse appearances now, but this was the big one, obviously, to get out of the way. But so
right, I did hear that the Doctor Strange, The Oath, was actually pretty good. I know nothing of Doctor Strange. I'm just going off of what I've heard. So that might be something that you might be interested in. I know you like that weird shit.
I do.
That might be something you might want to pick up, check out.
I do. One more thing I picked up too. Actually, I got 2 more things to show, if that's okay. This I picked up this week. I got it in the mail from our good buddy Marky316 from the New York Warriors and from the Off Your Hangouts. Captain America 318, and most people were like, well, why do you want this? Well, it's a great yellow cover, but yeah, one day in Newfoundland, gotta love it. Most people who know me know that I'm from Newfoundland, from the Rock, and this basically, he gets some intel from agents from the Shield, and they tell him that there's some more information for him to get about the day he was found off the coast of Newfoundland and what they did. They end up bringing him back in Avengers number 4. So in this, he goes to the Newfoundland, he goes to St. John's. I'm looking for some stuff that's familiar. There's nothing overly familiar. There's nothing stands out. They go to the Red Lobster Inn. We don't have a Red Lobster here, much less a Red Lobster Inn, nor have we ever. But it was cool. Him and Tony Stark have a conversation about Newfoundland, which is cool. A little flashback to it. So, and I actually, when I was doing a little bit of research on the book, I came across, there's a lot of comics where Newfoundland makes an appearance. I don't know, Submariner comics constantly, A Tomb of Flood at St. John's, that's, where I've been before. So yeah, so I was really excited to get this, and it's a real nice copy as well. Look at that cover, fantastic. Beautiful stuff. So thanks to Marky for that one, and for this one as well. He knows I'm a big Kiss fan, hence Gene Paul Ace Peter, Howard the Duck issue number 12. Fantastic Gene Colan cover. Just amazing stuff. And the stories by Steve Gerber. But the reason why this stands out for me and why he went ahead and got it for me is this is the first appearance, be it a cameo, the first appearance of Kiss in comic book continuity. So this is pretty cool. This is coming out of Wynn's head. She was brought here for an exorcism, something like that, and they gave her some drugs. She starts tripping balls, and it starts coming out of her head. So still looking for that magazine, but in the meantime, this helps me with my Howard the Duck run. And so now, yeah, of course, I got to get number 13, where they're on the cover kind of lunging forward, but this is what it's about. Really nice. Digging. So thanks, Marky. Very cool.
That's pretty cool right there. I know I seen a bunch of Kiss comics today at the con, but that was that for that new stuff that just came out. That new Kiss one. Merc, did you find something you wanted to go ahead and talk about that you appreciate and stuff like that? You did. Good stuff. We're gonna go ahead and get you on there.
So I'll show 2 books that I picked up this past week. I picked up Werewolf by Night, issue 43. It's just the last issue. So yeah, there's that one. And then this one will lead into 2 other books. I know Mr. GENEPAULACEPETER, who isn't even, oh, okay, he is here, was talking about this on Facebook. And just so he knows, I do read what he puts on Facebook, even though I don't get on Facebook that much. But he was talking about good old Devil Dinosaur. Right?
Hey now.
Number 1, first appearance of Devil Dinosaur and Moon Boy. So, but this is one that I picked up this past week, and then this is the one that I had before then.
Now, are you going to complete that run, or are you just going to settle on?
Yeah, I got. I'm only missing. What is it? 7 and 9 or 8 and 9? One of those two.
Right. What was it? 9 issues.
I'll have
right?
the full run. It was. Say what?
It was a 9-issue run, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah, I'm only missing 2 books, and then I'll have the full thing.
Nice.
And then the last book that Sean was talking about on Facebook would be good old Bloodstone number 1, the first appearance of Elsa Bloodstone.
Yeah, buddy.
So, I mean,
she's the it girl right now.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
And I've had a couple of these books, and no one ever seemed to wanted them. Now they're going for like $20 on eBay.
Yeah. But just pop that book up again. Yeah, just pop up that book again. I mean,
the Elsa?
Yeah, because you can see that even the layout of that book it's not traditional Marvel.
Yeah, it's actually a little smaller.
Yeah.
But
very good.
Yeah, figured I'd talk about these so Sean knows that we are listening.
Nice. Good.
I'd rather get some info from him than other places.
There we go.
But yeah, and no, Joe, you cannot get one of these. Just don't know.
You bitch.
I also picked up my Mylar. And I also picked up Sean's Mylar. I'm just waiting for him to pay me so I can mail it out to him. So that way he can get off my back.
So,
but yes.
I found at the con today that I was at
that you read
the good Dinosaur or whatever that's called, right? They wanted $35 for that book.
For Devil Dinosaur?
Yeah, Devil Dinosaur, Good Dinosaur. I was thinking of the Disney show, huh? Don't laugh at me 4 ways. I see you. Yeah, they wanted like $35 for that book, and I paid
like $5 for both.
Yeah, see, I was thinking to myself like that doesn't make sense. Now, who does Devil Dinosaur again? Who
Devil Dinosaur would be good old Jack Kirby.
Kirby, that's right. Okay, yeah. I was trying to remember. Like, it was in my head. I'm like, fuck, it's somebody I know. I know the name.
As much as Kirby is good at drawing superheroes, I prefer his artwork on monsters. He does a better monster than he does a superhero.
I think that's because his artwork is where the lines are so jagged and stuff. His human form, the features and stuff aren't always there.
Yeah. Like Moon Boy, like you can tell, like, yeah, it's all right, but the dinosaur, it's just fucking awesome.
Mike, are you a fan of Kirby?
I love Kirby. I worship at the altar of Kirby. Yeah.
Well, I mean, what about this one? This is a good old Jack Kirby cover.
Yeah, it's nice.
Some nice monsters right there. Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really been into the monster books myself, but yeah, he just the way he draws superheroes, like they're always in action. Doesn't matter if they're just having a conversation; they're always in some sort of actiony pose. That's he had
I
a
just
good.
don't like the way that he draws superheroes.
I don't know,
Like,
man.
I just prefer his artwork on monster books.
Man, you get some of his Inhumans work. When he draws Inhumans, it's pretty amazing. I gotta say, and Silver Surfer. That's the stuff that really stands out for me. And obviously, you know what? Thor. I think he drew Thor the best, next to Simonson.
Captain America.
Now, see, there are things that he didn't do well. He didn't do Spider-Man well. He didn't do X-Men amazingly. It was still good, and I don't know how it would translate today. Like if he had to draw the new X-Men, the Cockrum, Austin run, those years. If Kirby had done those years, I don't know how it would have translated. Like I've never seen Kirby do a Wolverine, for example. So
that'd be weird.
Yeah.
Well, I did find out this past week that I think I'm probably done with Deadpool.
Good.
Because they released another fucking $9.99 book.
That's not the first time.
No, this is like the third time they've done it in this run.
Yeah. Because they know they can. I mean, why wouldn't they? They're a business. They're out there to get your money. You're just hoping that it's something that will be good enough for you to stick around and enjoy. Deadpool works for the money. Good stuff. Other than that, no thank you. Repeat.
Well, the jacked up part is, man, it's not even that good anymore. Like, I think
the storyline is garbage.
I think Merc and I both got up to issue number like 5 together, and both said at the same time, "It's trash." And Merc was like, "I'm just going to keep collecting it because I need to keep it for my run," And I'm like, "Well, I'm done. Shot that damn duck and moved on."
The Spider-Man and Deadpool run that's going out right now, that's a really fun book. And
that's Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness.
Yeah. So, and that was the reason why everybody was getting it, though, because Joe Kelly and Ed McGuinness came back, and everybody was like, "Woo!" And then they left for like 2 issues, and then everybody said, "Boo!" And then they brought them back again,
The last one actually was by Penn and Teller.
Right, that's what I heard. I think Marky. Yeah, I think it was Marky who was telling me that it was done by Penn and Teller on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just sticking to my Image books. And yeah, Image.
Well, sometimes you got to stick with what you know. You know what I mean?
And then the what is it? What? Oh yeah, this book right here.
Which book is that? Oh yeah.
Samurai. They're on a new chapter for it now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're on a whole other chapter now. I mean, the other one.
Yeah, Brothers in Arms.
Ended already. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who's doing the artwork on
that?
Jen or Mac?
Yeah.
I think it's Mac that does the watercolors.
Now that's the covers. The artwork on the inside is done by somebody completely different.
Gent.
I think the guy. I can't remember what the dude's
Mark is just saying words now. He's like, "Guh."
Well, Sean, I think the people that do it are all like French.
Tell me who that is.
DiGiorgio.
Okay, what about the other one?
Guinness.
Yeah, I think it's all
now
French,
you're just
bro.
saying stuff.
That would be Genet.
Yeah, see, a real fucking.
Now you're just saying stuff.
He's more Canadian than me. I'm a Newfoundlander.
That's right.
Yeah.
As I was saying, like I think they're French.
Grow in Ontario.
What's that?
Good things grow in Ontario.
That is the slogan for Ontario for those who don't know or don't care.
Or don't care, right?
Yeah.
You would think Canadians would be so nice to each other, but no, they're like telling each other to go fuck themselves.
Ontario's not a real.
The website for Canada.
So I got some stuff. I'll show you guys because I'm not gonna let the Canadian on Canadian crime go. Okay, no more hate. Okay. So
we
not
have
in this
enough of that in
post-Trump America. All about
it. Gonna shave it. So today I went to a con out here in Eugene, and I met up with Tat, AG Surfer, and Huey's Comics. We all went. We went separately, but we all met up. and I didn't get anything while I was there, but the boys did. So look out for their hauls. I know AG got a big haul. I know Tat got a huge haul, and I know Huey's got a big haul. So all three of those guys are gonna be coming up with some good vids. But Tat, this guy, you gotta damn him. So he can't draw nothing for me because, you know, I'm just like, forget you, Tat. You're not drawing nothing. So he decided to went ahead and got a print from Randy. Goddamn, what was his last name? Emberland? Randy Emberland. He's the artist for the first appearance of Carnage, right? The cover of that one. So he's the guy who did the first appearance of Carnage. Tat seen this and was like, I have to get it for Frost. So he did. And it's a print of me that he did. And it's to me. It says, to Joe, a.k.a. Frost. Best, Edward Norton. We're just going to call him Edward Norton. So that was a pretty fucking cool on Tat. I'm going to get this thing framed.
You don't want it?
Putting it up. Oh, I want it. When I seen it, I was like, dude, that's fucking dope. So that was pretty cool. The con was pretty cool.
I think he misspelled Merc. I think he just misspelled.
Is that the same thing like what happened with the Stanza-Kai, Usagi Yojimbo?
Yeah, I think he just
You mean that right there? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Is that what you're saying?
That one. That's exactly the one.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be mailed out to me, but
right, that never happened.
yeah, exactly.
So the con was fun. As a matter of fact, AG Surfer got a picture of I want to say it was a little girl. She was dressed up as Usagi Yojimbo. It was actually pretty fucking cool.
I've only seen someone cosplay that once, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, this little girl I swear it was a little girl because you tell you she had long blonde hair unless it was a boy. I don't know. But strutting it, Brian. Just strutting that Jimbo. But didn't look like she wanted to be there. She looked like, oh, shit, here we go again with all the pictures. So the next thing I want to go ahead and show you guys is this is what I picked up this week while I was out at the comic shop. I picked up this comic right here. Avengers 1.1. I seen it. I liked the cover on it because you had Hawkeye, who was actually dressed as Hawkeye. Like, he was actually in costume as Hawkeye. I was like, fuck yeah, that's the Hawkeye I like. And so I picked it up. You know, most comic shops, they don't bag and board their shit, so it was just sitting on the fucking shelf. So I picked it up and I started thumbing through it. And when I started thumbing through it, I began to notice that it's all done just like the cover. You know, old school, Silver Age. So I got it home and I started reading it. After I got done reading it, I said, you know, I've read this before. And I was talking to Comicfan. Comicfan was like, you know, Joe, I think you should check out the Avengers 16. I think that might be what that is. And when I got home from work, I looked it up and I was like, it is. Holy shit. So what it is it's Mark Waid and Barry Kitson. Both of them, it's their version of Avengers 16. So I did some research on this, and it's going to be a 5-part series. So it's going to be running in line with the Avengers books that are coming out now, the new now number ones. So it's going to be Avengers 1.1. There's going to be 1.2, 0.3, you know, all the way up to 5. So it's going to be 5. And it's supposed to be telling the untold story of how they became who they were and all that shit, like as the Avengers together. Because you got 2 villains, and then you have another super villain, is what they're calling it, with Hawkeye. But realistically, you can't really consider Hawkeye a villain. I mean, he was just brainwashed by Vagina, Black Widow. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, he didn't know no fucking better. He was already jealous of fucking Iron Man, right? Because he was like, well, fuck Iron Man, I can do that better. I can be a superhero better than him. And he did. He foiled a whole bank robbery. And then when the guy ran, he jumped down to go pick up the shit to go return it. Cops come around the corner, blame him like he did it. And he's like, yo, I'm just trying to help some shit. They start shooting at him. So he had to defend himself. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a Jason Statham fucking movie.
Who was Hawkeye
you know what I mean?
at the beginning? What was the group?
Who
was Hawkeye with at the beginning in the group? What was the group he was part of?
He wasn't part of any group when he first started.
I thought it was like the Circus Capers or something like that.
No, no. You're thinking about his origin.
Oh, okay.
When he, you know, his origin, which was in Avengers 19, He was part of that whole circus crowd with the swordsman, his brother, and a couple other people. You know, because that's the one where swordsman showed him how to do all that archery and shit, and showed his brother how to be a thief.
Right.
You know,
That's really swordsman, bouncer.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, him. Yeah. So, I mean, that was Avengers 19. If you guys are wondering, that's the origin of Hawkeye and the first appearance of swordsman knowledge. So the next thing I got this at the store. It was crazy. I was at the store, just random ass fucking shop I was told about to go to. So I go there, and I'm like, yo, do you guys have any back issues of like Silver Age and stuff? She's like, most of my stuff is gone for the con that I just went to this weekend or today. Mm-hmm. But she had a couple boxes, and so I was thumbing through it, and I was in a magazine box basically, and I was like, wow, look at these magazines. So I found this magazine, and I picked it up. Right, pick this up. This is Honk number 2. Now, any other day, I would have never have picked up a magazine. I would have flipped right past it and kept it moving. The reason why I grabbed it was because Calvin and Hobbes is on the cover. Now, I only know Calvin and Hobbes beyond the books that they're in, as in their own personal fucking shit. So I was right. So I was really confused, like, why the hell is Calvin and Hobbes on this? So I didn't even look through it. I didn't question nothing. I said, fuck it, and bought it. It was $4. I picked this bad boy up. So I go, and by the way, Critters number 8 is going to be on sale. I go, and I get home, and the first person I hit up was Comicfan. I hit him up and I said, Comicfan, man, hey, do you know anything about this book? He said, nope, it looks like it has Calvin and Hobbes on the cover. And I'm like, all right, not a problem. I mean, it's a magazine. Who's really going to know much about it, right?
Hey, so what's up with Honk? Nothing.
Nothing. So I hit up GENEPAULACEPETER over there. And he was like, yeah, I know about it. Okay, can you elaborate? Oh, it's rare. Can you elaborate some more? Super rare. Okay, it's super rare. And then this guy just started flooding me with links all about it, telling me about it. So basically, with this here, it was basically Bill Watterson, who's the guy who created Calvin and Hobbes. It was one of his last interviews, and inside of the book was a bunch of art that he did that's very exclusive to that book. It's only done in that book, so you won't find it anywhere unless it's in that book. You know what I mean? So to find Bill Watterson's exclusive stuff like that is really rare. It's really rare, really hard to find. So I was able to get that for $4. And what Sean was telling me is I think there was 5 issues in that run, and out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 $5 books, but that one is a $50 book. So that tells you something that, I mean, because old Bill is in it, it's something that's worth noting. So I'm pretty stoked to have it, because Calvin and Hobbes, for me, many people don't know because I don't really talk about it, is my first experience into comics was Calvin and Hobbes, and just reading them was just amazing to me. I thought it was the funniest shit in the world. It's the things that helped me go to sleep at night when I'd read it, and I'd just fall asleep reading that shit. It was funny as hell. I loved it, which turned me on to reading newspaper comic strips, which got me to Get Fuzzy. Get Fuzzy was hilarious. So I just picked that up realistically on the strength of Calvin and Hobbes being on the fucking cover. And then finding out all the information later was amazing. I mean, I really feel like now I hold a really good gem of Calvin and Hobbes.
And it's not awesome. It's not just a magazine either. It's from Fantagraphic Comics, so it does go into that whole comic book connection as well. It's not just a published magazine about comics. It is a comic magazine. So yeah, and and in all 5 issues as well, you have a scripted story in there from Alan Moore as well. So that's another cool thing. Any Moore fans,
Right.
So
I don't mean to cut everybody short, but I gotta jump off.
okay,
There's some
Bye,
stuff
bro.
I gotta handle.
all right, handle that stuff, sir.
Yes, sir. I will. Joe,
Later. Peace.
Sean,
See you, Merc.
Bye bye.
Mike. Until next time.
All right, later, buddy.
Later.
Mute his ass.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so I mean that was something that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed getting that, and I'm very happy to have it. They have another issue there, number 3, which is done by the gentleman who does The Simpsons. Matt, what's his last name?
Matt Groening.
Right. I'm gonna go back and grab that for some guy wearing an Expos t-shirt. He says he wants it.
Well, it's got the you like your Usagi Yojimbo, and I like the fact that it's got the rabbit from hell on the cover.
Right.
So that's pretty cool.
So we like bunnies together.
Yeah. So like bunnies.
So we like bunnies. So we like our bunnies.
Speaking of bunnies,
Yeah, that's what's
I
that?
was gonna say, what Mike? What you got to show us? What you got to share?
Yeah, that's,
What have I got to
bunny.
share? I don't have an awful lot to share. I do want to say one thing that I've been kind of catching up on my reading. I just finished the entire run of Darth Vader, which just ended at 25. So I just in the last bunch of nights I read 1 through 25, and it's a solid story from beginning to finish. It kind of takes place between A New Hope, once the Death Star's been blown up, and just before Empire. And so basically it's once the Death Star blew up, the Emperor was kind of pissed off at Darth Vader. Understandably so. There was the super weapon that was supposed to keep fear in the galaxy, and Darth Vader was the one kind of running the show there, and it blew up on his watch. So the Emperor basically says, well, Vader, you've got to reprove yourself to me. So it's the whole story of how Vader basically turns lemons into lemonade, for lack of a better term. But they introduce a really cool new character in the fourth issue, Dr. Aphra, third issue. And so she ends up starting to work for Vader, and she's really cool because she's kind of like a cross between Han Solo and Indiana Jones. She's an space archaeologist, and so she does, but she's kind of like on the thievery side. She's more like what was the guy's name? Belloc, right? So she's all about like the treasure and whatnot. But she ends up activating these 2 droids, and she gives the one droid it's like a protocol C-3PO type droid. It's this like old program file that they used to have, turns them into an assassin droid. So it's basically the sensibility of C-3PO with like Michael Myers or Freddy, like killing everything. All he wants to do is kill. And they're really funny. They really add like a kind of like light side to the whole rest of the story. But it's kind of cool because it brings in like the whole how Vader finds out Luke is his son, and like how Vader gets the whole thing like together we'll rule the galaxy, father and son. It ties into Star Wars really well. I'm really a big Star Wars guy, so I really enjoyed reading it. The Star Wars run itself was pretty good, but the Darth Vader run was 1 through 25. I'm sure it's going to be out in graphic novels, so I'd say pick that up if you can because it was a great read.
No, I'm not a big Star Wars fan. Well, I can't say that. Like I do enjoy Star Wars, but beyond issue 1 when it came back out, I didn't pick up anything else for it. Is that like a title like it sounds really good, you make it sound really good, but if I'm not a Star Wars fan, can I get into it? Will I enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean they set up everything pretty good. Like in the beginning page they have the opening crawl, right? So it gives you kind of a rundown of what happened each issue ago, right? And it kind of reinforces the fact that Vader, like, I mean, for those 3 people that haven't seen Star Wars, they'd probably be like, what's a Death Star? How did it blow up? But other than that, like, I mean, everyone knows that Luke blew up the Death Star. And
Spoiler, man, spoiler.
Yeah, I think 40 years is kind of okay.
So what continuities wise, I know Star Wars is like big on their timeline. Where does that fall into the timeline of things?
So, like I said, falls after the episode 4 and episode 5, between A New Hope and Empire.
Right.
Yeah. It is a good read. I was collecting the run. I was enjoying it up until right after Vader Down. Right after Vader Down, I wasn't feeling it anymore. It just wasn't working for me. But from what I've heard, I think because Vader Down ended at issue 18, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It was like 18. And then from what I heard, like issue 2021 is when it got really good again. Because it was the beginning arc of the last arc. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So everybody, I think 90% of the people that I know stopped collecting after Vader Down. And now they all ran back to go get the rest. Because, I mean, shit, it ended at 25. So that's very attainable to finish your run. You know, so I know a lot of people who ran back to go ahead and finish their run. I even debated on doing it myself. I'm not going to. You know, it was very good. I did enjoy it. Vader Down. I thought Vader Down was pretty dope. You know how Sean's wondering about it. Vader. When you watch Vader in the movies, we know Vader's a badass, right? But it doesn't show how much of a badass Vader can be. In this series, especially in the Vader Down story arc, Darth Vader was like the purest badass ever. I mean, this dude took on a whole like base.
Yeah.
Just a whole base by himself, just wrecking shit. Dude picked up a whole what is that ship? What are those ships called? Not the Death Star, but one of there you go, Star Destroyer. Picked up a whole Star Destroyer and dropped it on motherfuckers. What? Are you serious? Come on. Dude picked up a whole Star Destroyer? Get out of here. You know, but it was definitely a good read, man.
I like I said, I enjoyed it a lot. It tied in with the Star Wars books too a few times. Okay. So if you're reading the Star Wars books, there's a part where it starts off. Vader basically recruits Boba Fett to find out who it was that blew up the Death Star. He knew that the kid was important, but he didn't know who it was. So he sends Boba Fett out. The next issue of Star Wars, it's Boba Fett versus Luke, right? So then when shit happens, he comes back. He said, I wasn't able to get him, but I found out his name. His name's Luke Skywalker. And so then Vader's standing there and his hand starts shaking a little bit, and the glass around the ship just starts cracking because he realizes like that was his kid, right? So
wow.
he was always under the assumption that the kids had died, you know, and that's kind of the reason he took the road that he did. And then he just realized like, oh my God, the Emperor even double crossed me. So because the Emperor was saying, yeah, you lost him. So it was a really, really good read. Like it had those punches of Star Wars where you need to like, oh yeah, that's that, or you know. Mm-hmm. So it was good. And that Dr. Aphra was a really cool character, and her two droids, BT and 000. So in December, Dr. Aphra is getting her own series now. So I think I might pick that up in December when it comes out. See how it goes, because the droids were a lot of fun. They're like, all they want to do is just kill. So
right. I was gonna say, I think it's 000 is the 3PO droid, right?
Yeah.
That dude, he was a straight dickhead that didn't give no fuck. I mean, he wanted to fucking kill anything and everything, and every time he got a chance, he said, "Can I get him now?" Yeah. No, not yet. Oh, okay. All right.
Soon enough, you can get him.
Let me know. You know, it was good. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Well, I mean, so you know, that's one thing that you pick up. That's one of your more recent stuff. You know, I know you like to collect. Was it Spider-Man? No, Flash. You like collecting a lot of Flash, and that's the volume 1 of Flash.
Yeah.
Now, how did you get into collecting the Flash? Like, what made you want to do Flash? And then was it an artist? Was it a writer?
Okay, it was two reasons. Little backstory. I am a Marvel guy. I've never really liked DC Comics. I never understood what the fascination with like Batman in the comics was. Because I read a few issues. It's like, yeah, I can solve the crime every time. You know, like it's just like, you know, I never really got into it. They're more like gods than they are superheroes. They didn't have problems. You never really felt worried about them or anything like that. I was really into X-Men and stuff like that when I was growing up with comics. X-Men, I liked Captain America, but they all had their problems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never really felt the DC guys, but I love the movies and whatnot, right? So I love watching a Superman movie. I love watching whatever. And the Flash TV series came out, and I have.
Yeah, you see what the next question's going to be afterwards, right? When you're done talking, you already know it's coming. We're going to have to talk about that, sir.
Yeah, right. So I really like this. Really like the series, and I love Silver Age art. Anytime you can get like that Carmen Infantino, I just, you know, especially like the DC stuff. Their Silver Age art, like the covers, anyways, are just, they're more eye catching. There's more happening on a DC cover that makes it a little more interesting, right? So I was always kind of drawn to them, and I ended up picking up a few older ones, and I was just like, I really like these. And then I made a couple of trades, and then I'm like, well, it looks like I'm collecting Flash books now. So that's basically it. I love the cover art, and I love the show. So
okay, I mean the show's good. I enjoy the show. It's funny, we have a little bit of a common there. I'm Marvel fan. Wasn't too much into the DC, but I got into Flash. I'm not stupid. I wasn't going to go and dive into the volume 1 of Flash, because that's just insane on how much those books cost. And my budget doesn't work that way. So I'm actually collecting the volume 2. And there's so many of that I don't have to worry about. You know, if I go to a con and I see like a shit ton of them, I can just go, and not feel bad when I come home and didn't grab a single one, because there's going to be a bunch of them. Now, in your case, when you go to a con, you see one, you're going and pushing over fucking Rage at a fan expo and snatching up the second appearance of fucking Reverse Flash, and then telling Rage to go eat a fucking dick, you Canadian fuck, and then paying whatever price you paid and walk away. I mean, that's just the story I heard that you did.
In my
defense, kicked it back like Spartan.
In my defense, I also made him pay $90 to pick up Justice League number 5. He was telling me he's collecting Justice League number. He's got like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, whatever it was. He's like, and I'm just missing this one. I saw it on the shelf, and I'm like, are you dumb? You need to pick it up. So after he spent $90, I didn't want him spending more money. It was number 4. Yeah. That's right. So. I didn't want him to spend more
spending any more money.
That's right. I was being a conscientious Canadian.
And a friend.
I took one for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying, look, bud.
You're a good guy.
I don't want you to waste no money. I got this.
Yeah. You're a good guy that way.
I try my.
So
that was brave of you, though, knowing that he walks the dogs. Wink, wink.
And you know he is a secret agent.
Yeah, he could have taken you out quite easily, sir.
Well, once we actually met in person, he wasn't as big as he looks on the off-air hangouts. So,
you lie, sir. He's Galactus.
Hey,
there's
there we go.
Talking about right there.
Nice.
Soak that in, Rage.
There you go. Enjoy.
Soak that in.
Enjoy.
And the other thing is, when I'm collecting these books, I subscribe by the low grade is better than no grade. So. I'm not looking for high grade stuff. I just want them. I'm gonna stick them on my wall one day and
just put a fucking pin right in the middle of it. Boom! It's on the wall.
Just a stake right in the middle.
Stake it right in there. Say "fuck you, Rage," huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. What do you got there, Sean? What do you got? What kind of questions you have? What kind of statements? What do you want to talk about there, buddy? I see your gears are fucking rolling, bud.
No, I'm just wondering still wondering about the Star Wars shit. Actually, I was wondering about that issue 3, and I was trying to go through in my head why is everybody paying so much attention to that book lately?
Well, because supposedly she's supposed to be in the Rogue One movie.
Yeah,
That's what they're supposedly going
that,
for.
and she's getting her own comics.
Series.
Okay. Yeah, all right, well, I got a better question. So is she like an anti-hero then? I mean, is she a bad guy, good guy? Is she neutral? What's her deal?
Yeah, she
She's
goes
neutral.
by her own drum.
Okay.
Yeah, she's definitely neutral. I think it's more or less when it helps her, but she's not stupid. Like, she'll double cross Darth Vader if it benefits her and she knows she can get away.
Right.
If she knows she cannot get away, she won't double cross him. I mean, she did double cross him one time, and she got away, but he caught her ass and told her, next time I'll fuck you up, and she was like, my bad. So, I mean, she's not dumb.
Yeah, like even their first meeting, she says, like, I know that working with you is not going to end well for me, but I mean, I'm working with Darth Vader, so at the same time, she's very good at staying 1 or 2 steps ahead of the game, and I think that's what keeps her alive a lot of the time. So, yeah.
I mean, she even evaded Darth Vader and the Star Destroyers when they were attacking her. He even said, fire at will. He wasn't trying to save her.
Yeah.
They were straight out shooting at her, and she was able to evade them. And not many people evade Darth Vader and his Death Star unless you were Luke or Han Solo. And she's neither. She was able to do it. So she's a good character. There's a lot of character development to go there because there's no real origin of her yet. Right. They did a little bit, nothing too crazy. So that's what's probably going to be in this new series that she has. It's probably going to give her a good origin.
But isn't there something shit about a character designed for TV, movie? I mean, isn't there something that's... Is she more a designed character for TV and less of a Star Wars influenced character? Is she... She was designed for the comic. She wasn't designed for the TV. She was definitely designed for the comic book.
If she does show up in Rogue One, it'll only be because of how popular of a character she's been in the comic.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I don't think it's something that they wrote and were like, oh, this character is going to be in this movie. Let's include her in the comic. I mean, I'm not Disney, so I can't say for sure, but it seems to me like it's something that Kieran Gillen came up with because he knew that Darth Vader was going to be a limited run, and I think in order to extend it out, he created Dr. Aphra.
But I also think though that she like when I was reading it, I expected her to die, because I felt like when you read it, maybe it's just me, but when I read it, I felt that she was a throwaway character. She was one of those characters that was a key point in the story of what was going on, but I also felt that she was going to be one of those throwaway characters where she was going to get killed because at one point her fucking droids almost got fucking demolished. To nothing. I was like, well, this is it. She's about to get fucked up. She's done. Because that's what I felt. I felt she was a throwaway character, but it's like, Mike said, she gained a lot of popularity, and they kept her going, so, I mean, she wasn't too much even in the Vader Down story. She was there, but she wasn't in it that much. Yeah. She was in it just a little bit. So that's what I'm saying. Like, because right before that, I think it was right before that was when I was talking about, like, it looked like she was about to be offed. Like, they were about to off her right before the Vader Down storyline. And then Vader Down storyline took place, and then, somewhere in the Vader Down, you see her take off and escape from where she was. And then you don't see nothing until after the Vader Down, So... like I said, she just developed into a good character, and she was made for comics, not movie or TV.
Nice. Sweet.
So, I mean, I'd check it out, bro. If you can find a trade for dumb cheap, especially the first trade. the first trade is going to be your better issue, right? Your better trade if you want to check it out, because that was really good and really intense. It laid down a whole big plot for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
And then if you want to skip past a couple story arcs, go right to Vader Down. Vader Down was consisting of Darth Vader, Star Wars, and a one-shot of Vader Down. That shit was good. I mean, I can't even lie to you. That shit was definitely good. So, yeah. I mean, that's Star Wars.
All right, well, we're at that hour point again now, sir.
Are we now?
Yeah, we are. We have run an hour already.
Well, hell. I mean, I know it wasn't that big of a show. We didn't really have much going on. We did talk a little bit about what we had. This is, our first time being here with All About Comics. So with that, hopefully you guys enjoy this episode or chat, whatever you want to call it. I know I enjoyed it. Especially enjoyed having Fourwayflashers on. It's good to know, a little backstory about some people, even though you're in a hangout with them all the time. Mm-hmm. But it's still good to know and to talk. And I know not everybody knows about Fourwayflashers. So Fourwayflashers link is in the description this time, because I didn't put it there, but somebody else did. So you're in the description there, Fourway, so get off my goddamn back. So go subscribe. If you guys haven't subscribed, he does have some good stuff. And the one thing I would suggest, if you want to go see some funny shit, go all the way to where he did his 100 subscriber thank you video. It is the funniest shit in the world. I would never think I would see somebody actually go through and post 100 names, YouTube names, show 100 X-Men comics, and say thank you 100 times.
Yeah.
If I was him, I would never say thank you.
He's that type of guy, though. So, Mike, is there anything you got going on now? What's coming up for Fourwayflashers?
I have a video in the can that I just have to produce. It's getting harder because I keep adding more and more special effects to my videos now. Soon it's going to be with explosions and gunfights. But I think right now it's just kind of showing the books that I get. If I get any more good hauls, I'm gonna post them. I got some ideas that I keep kicking around, so who knows?
Were you able to sign Steven Seagal to the 1 episode contract?
Yes, Steven Seagal.
I'm glad.
Speaking of which, I got Conor McGregor in the fight tonight. You heard it here tonight.
There you go.
Conor McGregor, second round.
Sports.
Okay, sir.
Sports.
I will definitely go ahead and see that and raise you an Eddie Alvarez.
Also, tune into my channel and check out What's Up with Mandrill every week.
Funny as shit.
Yeah. Well, tune in next week and find out what's going to happen. We don't know what's going on with Mandrill yet, but I'm sure we'll get to the bottom of it.
That's right. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to end it into here. We all got our whatnot. Two things. Go check out New York Warriors every other Monday.
Yes.
Not this coming Monday, the following. Go check them out. They have pretty good content. Okay, the New York Warriors, Manny NYC, Marky 316, Big East Comics. Every now and again you get Erod, Celos. Every now and again you get
Jeff Johnson.
I Have Issues, Cody. We have that guy that they keep calling a mayor, who I swear to God I thought we impeached his ass, Jeff Johnson. Go ahead and check. I got Marky. Marky was the second one. Go check them out. They have the good stuff. It's good stuff, and you get to see them bi-weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next one, Hughes Comics, Blast or Stash It. Go check their stuff out. They always have great stuff. I know they're running a contest right now as well.
Mm-hmm.
So get in there, check it out.
Good guys.
Do what you gotta do to enter it. Really good guys over there.
They always do when they run Blast or Stash It. They always do giveaways on codes for movies and stuff like that. It's always fun. They're always having a good chat.
Exactly. So go check them out. They also have a Facebook group. Blast It or Stash It. It's what it's called. Just type it in, you'll find it. We have a Facebook group. It's called No We Don't. So that's it, guys.
It's called Comic Book Fanatics.
Give a quick shout out to Rage Comics, GDJ Rod, Bluntzilla 53, and Comicfan, of course, and
Rage.
Who? Rage?
Raging.
Ray Jr. Of course, Ray Jr.
Was on. Tat was on.
Yep. Tat.
Yep.
All right. So.
Tat, my boy.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody who watched this first episode. Next, we're going to be getting into stuff. We've got some guests lined up that we're going to be getting into. Other YouTubers, other people in the industry. It's going to be real exciting. We're all pumped for everything that's going to be happening in the future.
Thanks for having me on, guys.
Absolutely.
No worries.
All right, man.
Later, everybody.
Later.